Alright, so this is gonna be part 3 to What If Deku Rented a Girlfriend. So let's get into it.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you. Won't you let the light shine through?
Alright, so where I last left off, Deku just finished doing Aizawa's quirk test. So let's continue. So it's the next day. Deku, he arrived, he's sitting on a seat, and he's just waiting for class to begin. And as everyone else is talking with each other, and then the door would bust in, would open, and All Might would come rushing in, and then he would say I am here to teach you, and whatever. Everyone would get excited in canon. Then All Might would explain that they're gonna be doing combat training. Bakugo gets a grin. Deku, he's pretty excited because he's not nervous like in canon, because he actually has more of a control on One For All. So yeah, Deku, or everyone would put on their hero suits. I'm gonna say Deku's, I'm gonna change it. It's gonna be the current suit that he has right now. Yeah, he's gonna have that current, the same suit that he has right now in canon, but it's all it's brand new, it's not torn like in the manga. So yeah. So Deku would walk out, he doesn't have his hood on or his mask on. So yeah, so everyone would get dressed, or everyone put on their hero costumes, they would go outside. All Might would explain how they're going to be doing this exercise. Then he would draw the teams and who are they going to be going up against. And it would be Deku and Uraraka versus Baku and Ida. So, Deku in this, he is nervous, but not as nervous as he is, or as he was in canon, because he is pretty confident in his in his his quirk. One For All, he is confident that he has a fighting chance. He is nervous, but he calms himself down. He comes up with a plan, and he tells Uraraka. Then the exercise would begin, and they walk into the building, and like in canon, Bakugo or Deku would be able to hear Bakugo's explosions and him yelling. And like in canon, Deku would push Uraraka out of the way, and he would dodge by turning on full cowling. He dodges the explosion. Bakugo would say so how did you get a quirk, Deku? And you think you're strong because you got this quirk, and just being arrogant. And Deku would tell Uraraka to just leave and go look for the bomb. And Bakugo would charge towards Deku. Deku would charge at him as well. But this time, as Deku would throw a punch, Bakugo would do the same thing. In canon, he would or no, let me go back. So Deku would throw a punch, but and Bakugo was prepared to block it, but then he would switch around and he would use his leg instead to kick him on the opposite side of his body. and Bakugo wasn't expecting it, so he gets like sent flying into the wall, making like a little crater in it. And Baki would get back up and he would say like he got lucky there, Deku. He would blast off. He's in the air. Deku is thinking of like a way to, like, since he like distracted him, he's probably gonna do the same thing. So Deku's prepared for like Bakugo to like distract him and then hit him from like behind. So Deku's prepared for that, and his prediction was right. Bakugo would use his explosions as a smoke screen, and then he would try to attack Deku from behind. But Deku would move out the way in time, and Bakugo would say, he's thinking, is like, how is this bastard like just predicting my moves? And Bakugo, he just starts charging and just throwing explosions. Deku keeps dodging them, like, and he's moving around the building kind of, or the same as Gran Torino does, like he's bouncing from the walls and from the roof, and just really trying to make it Bakugo, try to make it harder on Bakugo to hit him. But then Bakugo would just get mad and he would just release the pin from his gauntlet, setting off the big explosion. Deku couldn't dodge it, so he would get hit, but he wouldn't like be out of the fight, but he would be like the salmon cannon. He'll still be able to fight. So he would get back up. His suit is all like ripped, and Baku would say, like, he would start explaining like his gauntlets and how they store up sweat, and he can release it all in one big explosion. And he's about to release the second pin, and Deku, oh sorry for that long pause, but Deku would move out the way in time, and he would just start running, like in canon. So he's running through the halls, and he's basically gone, and like he left Bakugo. Uraraka like calls him or tells him through like the earpiece that they have, and she told Deku that she found the bomb, and it's on like the 5th floor, on the highest floor. And Deku would say, "All right, I'm on my way now." And as he makes his way, you can like hear Bakugo screaming and just shooting off his explosions. And Deku says like, "I have to keep moving. I have to get to Uraraka before Bakugo catches up to me." So Deku makes it to where Uraraka is. Uraraka would say like, Ida is there protecting the bomb, and Deku would say, "All right, here's the plan. I'll distract him while you go touch the bomb." And Uraraka would say, "All right." And so Deku would turn on full cowling, he would like wave, like tell Ida to like come attack me, like he just revealed his spot. Ida would come and he would throw a kick. Deku would block it with another kick, and they would be just like fighting with like just throwing kicks with each other. Deku would throw punches, and Ida can't really punch, so he would just keep on throwing kicks. And as he's fighting with Ida, Bakugo would storm in, and he would throw an explosion, like catching Deku off guard. This would land, this would hit Deku, and he would get sent flying back. Deku would get back up, and he would say like, I should have wrapped him with the capture tape when I had the chance. And Bakugo says like, "Did you really think you can get rid of me that easily? You're wrong if you think you can." And Ida would tell Bakugo to work as a team, as like partners, but Bakugo would just ignore him and just start charging towards Deku. And Deku does he basically does like he basically claps and making a shockwave, basically Hulk's thunderclap. That's basically what he did, and making a shockwave, like not too small but big enough to like stun Bakugo. and then he would kick Bakugo towards the ground or towards the floor, and he would wrap him in the capture tape. All Might would like on the speakers would say like Bakugo has been like eliminated or yeah, eliminated from the round. And then would say like and like you heroes will never win, and he would charge towards Deku. But as he's about to throw a kick, All Might would come on and he would say, "The hero team wins." And Deku and Ida look back to see Uraraka touching the bomb. And everyone gets like as they're walking back to like the security, like the camera room where everyone else was, Ida and Deku have been like they've been like talking with each other, like kind of like complimenting on how they fought. You know, Deku compliments Ida on his kicks, and he wants to learn how to like kick more. I guess use his legs more in a fight. Ida says like, "Yeah, anytime. Like you can just come talk to me, and I'll show you." Then All Might would start explaining like how well they did, same as in canon. So, it's the next day. Wow. Wow. Sorry about that. Someone just let go of like a bunch of balloons right outside my house. I don't think that they were meant to like let go of them, but I just saw them. I'm in front of like I have my desk here, and I'm just like facing my mirror, and I just saw it in the reflection of the mirror. Like it's outside my windows outside is in front of my mirror. So I just saw the balloons just fly back and like fly away. It was kind of funny. But anyways, so let's continue. So it'll be the next day, or no, let me. So the day would end. Deku and he would like text Chizuru, and he would say that like how like let's go hang out. And Chizuru, she's out of school as well, so like she agrees. Yeah. Sorry. So they go hang out, and they go like around town, buying stuff, eating, whatnot. And Deku would ask how is her classes, like how's she doing in school? And Deku would say like or no, Chizuru would say like, yeah, I'm doing great. I might quit my job right now and like pursue acting. And Deku would say, "Oh, you're gonna quit being a rental girlfriend?" And Chizuru would say, yeah, I am. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just wanted to let you know and wanted to hear your opinion." And Deku would say like, "Yeah, that's great. Like, you're pursuing your dreams, and if that is what you want, then you should go for it." And, Chizuru would smile and say like, "Yeah, thank you, Izuku." And they continue on their day. You know, it's getting late, so Deku walks Chizuru home. They say bye to each other, and Chizuru gives Deku a hug. And Deku did not expect that, and he would say like, Why did you hug me?" And Chizuru would say like, "Oh, it's nothing. I just wanted to thank you for like everything you've done for me." And Deku would say like, it's not a big deal. Like, you're doing this all on your own. I'm just here I'm just along for the ride. You don't have to thank me for anything." And Chizuru would like smile and say like, "Yeah, I guess, but good night, Izuku." And Deku would say like good night. And as he makes his way home, and then he like goes home, he sleeps, and then it would be the next day. So the next day he would, I'm gonna say, since his suit was torn, I'm gonna say that it wasn't as bad as it was in canon, so he doesn't have to go in his PE uniform, that blue one. So he wouldn't have to go in that one. So so he would have his regular suit on, and he would get on the bus to go to the USJ. And on the USJ, like in canon, everyone would start talking about their quirks, and everyone's talking about like who about their quirks and who has the best quirk. And who said? I think it was Kirishima who said this, but Kirishima would say like, if we're talking about like who has the best quirk for hero, like pro hero, like pro heroes, it's definitely Todoroki and Bakugo, and also Midoriya. Your quirk is also really really cool. And Deku would say like, well, it's nothing special. It's just an enhancement quirk. There's really nothing else to it. But Kirishima would say like, yeah, but it's really cool. It's a lot better than my hardening quirk. And he would like show off to Deku. And Deku would say like, no, your quirk is amazing. Like it might not be the flashiest, but it's great for defense, and if you can get up close, you'll be able to do like loads of damage to your opponents. And, this kind of cheers up Kirishima, and he would say like, yeah, thanks man. You they would arrive at the USJ. They would meet 13. She would start explaining the USJ. And yeah. So as they would arrive, Deku and everyone else would notice that a portal would open. And Kirishima would point out and say like, I didn't know that this facility came with fake villains. 13 and Aizawa would look down and see like, those aren't fake. Those are real villains. Everyone would get startled, and Aizawa would jump down and say like, 13, protect the students. And he jumps down and handles, like, he takes down most of them, like in canon. But like in canon, everyone would get it split apart by Kirigiri. They would get teleported in different like areas of the USJ. Deku, I'm gonna say Deku is actually who. No, I'm gonna just say he's still in the water zone with Suyu and Mineta. So as he gets there, he lands in the water, and he's about to be attacked by a villain, but then Froppy would save him. She would like stretch out her tongue and put Deku and Mineta on the boat. And she would say like, we're surrounded. What should we do? And Deku is a quick thinker, so he comes up with a plan. And it's the same plan as in canon, but instead of just using one straw in his fingers, he's just gonna like tell or he's gonna just kick the water and just make like a giant wave. It's not gonna be as big as in canon because he knows he's using a small percentage, or I think I gave him 20% of one for all. Yeah, I'm gonna just give him 20% for 20%. So it's not a lot, but it's a lot of it's all he can do for now with full cowling. So he would tell Suyu to wrap her tongue around him, and as he like hits the water, that's when she jumps and they go on land. So Deku jumps down to the water, and he like kicks the water, making like a giant wave pool, and it doesn't make like a giant tidal wave or a whirlpool like in canon. It just makes like a wave. So the villains can't move around as easily, and that's when Sue would jump along with Mineta, and they would make it to land. So as they like, yeah, they're on land, and they see Aizawa getting beaten up by the Nomu, or they don't know what the Nomu is, but yeah, he's getting beaten up. Deku would say, "We have to do something," and Mineta would say, like, "Are you crazy? Look at the size of that villain, or whatever it is. Doesn't even look like a person." Then they would spot Shigaraki, and they would hear Shigaraki say, like, "Now Nomu, kill him." And as you know, Deku rushes in, and he like grabs Aizawa in the nick of time before the Nomu can punch him, and it makes like a giant shockwave from like the amount of like force the punch had. So this was sent Deku flying along with Aizawa. Deku would catch Aizawa and like set him off to the side, and Shigaraki would say like, "Ugh, kids, like Nomu, take care of them, or take care of him." And without like moving or like reacting, the Nomu's already behind Deku, and Deku can't really react, and the Nomu would punch Deku in the back, sending him flying on the opposite way. And he tries to get back up, but the Nomu's yet again right behind him. He just keeps beating on Deku, and Deku can't really react because the Nomu is way too fast for him. And he would land a punch, but the punch did nothing. And and Shigaraki would say like, "You can't beat him, or you can't beat my Nomu. It was made to kill All Might. It has shock absorption." Deku would say like, "Shock absorption. Wait, what?" And this is when the Nomu would grab Deku's leg and basically ragdoll him like how Hulk did Loki and the Avengers film. You know, just slamming him on the ground multiple times. And then like basically he crushes Deku's leg, breaking it instantly. And, you know, Deku cries out in pain, not knowing what to do. You know, he can't really move. His leg is broken. And as he's like trying to like get back up, the Nomu would just throw him across the USJ into like no the Nomu would throw Deku to like the mountain part of the USJ where Momo, Jiro, and Kaminari are. Yeah, he would get thrown all the way over there. He would be like he would go through like the giant pillars of rock and would basically be in front of Momo and the rest of them. The villains were already been dealt with because Kaminari used his quirk on them. But Momo and Jiro would like run towards Deku and they would say like, "Midori, are you okay?" And Deku was like, he's slowly losing consciousness, but he still tells him to like run and get out of here. And they're confused and they would say like, "Wait, why?" And Deku pushes them out of the way, and the Nomu would punch Deku in the face, sending him flying even more. And Deku is thinking in his mind like, I can't lose. No, I can't. And I have to somehow beat this thing. But how? I'm not strong enough. That man with that man said that this was meant to kill All Might. I have no chance. Wait, don't think like that. I have a chance. I just have to find a weak spot. But since Deku can't really move, he just tries to find one. He can't really attack. He's just getting beaten down. Then the Nomu would grab Deku by the arm, and he would jump up into the air towards the middle of the USJ and basically would throw Deku towards the center on the ground, making a massive crater. And this would basically shatter most of, if not all of Deku's bones. He's almost like dead. And since the Nomu is like doesn't take any or does Shigaraki only specified him to take down him, so he's not attacking anyone else. And Deku is, Deku is, he's basically almost, he's losing consciousness, and he's slowly passing out, and the Nomu would basically pick him up slowly and raise him above his head. And Deku would like realize that the brain was his weak spot, and he regrets not attacking his brain. Then the Nomu would basically, he would pull a Bane, if you know what I mean. He does the same thing that Bane did to Batman. He basically breaks Deku's back. And as he breaks Deku's back, All Might would burst through the front doors of the USJ, and would just see the Nomu break Deku's back, and Deku letting out a giant, like a cry of pain, and then passing out. And this like infuriates All Might, and he doesn't stop smiling. He's overcome with rage. And everyone else that was up there like taking care of 13, they see this and they're kind of scared because they've never seen, the number one hero, All Might, they've never seen him angry. So they're scared. And in an instant, he's already down there. And he grabs Izuku's near dead body, and he would say that, I'm sorry, I couldn't save you in time. And Shigaraki would say, like, All Might, you're finally here. Now, remember this place, because it will be the last place you'll see. And All Might would say, like, shut up. Like, he's just he's pissed right now. Because, he just saw his successor getting his back broken. And he notices that his body is completely broken. It's shattered. Deku's body is completely shattered. And All Might just sets him on the ground. Says, like, I'm sorry, Midoriya. I'm sorry, young Midoriya, but like I couldn't save you in time. Then he would look back towards the Nomu, and with a raged look, so he would say, like, so you're the one who did this to my successor. And All Might wasn't really thinking straight, and he just said successor. And Shigaraki would hear this, and he would say, successor. What does he mean by successor? And All Might would just charge at the Nomu. The Nomu wouldn't even have time to react. All Might's already there in front of it, but All Might's punch doesn't really do anything. Shigaraki would like laugh, but he would just laugh, and he would say, like, you can't beat it, All Might. It has shock absorption. It was created to beat you, to kill you. All Might would say, thank you for the info. So you have shock absorption, huh? But there's a limit. So how there's a limit. You have a limit, don't you? So, he would just start punching him he would start punching the Nomu multiple times, you can barely see his punches because that's how fast he's moving. And the gnome is basically doing the same thing, but this time he's not even holding back. He's like, he basically overloads the shock absorption of the gnome a lot faster in this. And he would basically throw the gnome up into the air, almost hitting like the roof of the USJ. Then All Might would jump up, and then he would throw the Nomu all the way back to the ground. And the Nomu would, his bones would break, but they would start regenerating. But then All Might would start doing his like plus ultra Detroit Smash. And and since he's not even holding back and he's also enraged, his plus his attack would have been a lot stronger. And instead of like the Nomu just flying out of the USJ, like the Nomu still does, but it like flies out in pieces because that's how strong All Might's punch was. Like it basically exploded the Nomu, and only like some of the Nomu's body parts would just fly out. And everyone's like is shocked because they've never seen any they've never seen All Might do something like that. And All Might would, or Shigaraki would leave immediately along with Kirigiri. All Might would pick up Midoriya or Deku, and he would say like, I have to take him to Recovery Girl quick. And then the heroes would arrive, but All Might would just ignore them, and he would just rush towards Recovery Girl's office at UA. At Recovery Girl's office, Deku he's unconscious because he just got a beat down by a Nomu. And All Might's in his he is in his Small Might form. I don't know why I forgot that. But I'll just say that Recovery Girl said like, you're lucky you made it here just in time. He would have died if you'd come later. And I would say like, I'm sorry, young Midoriya, like I failed you as the number one hero and as your mentor. And Recovery Girl would like kind of like cheer him. She would try to cheer him up, but All Might would say like, I can't, like I couldn't save him in time. And Recovery Girl would say like, yes, but you did save him from death. And All Might would just step outside. He would call up Chizuru and just tell her about what happened to Deku. And Inko would also be called up by Nezu. And Deku would be moved to a hospital, like an actual hospital. And he has been put into a coma. And he has no signs of waking up. And Chizuru and Inko are also there. They're on the side of Deku's bed. They're like crying. Inko's like crying really hard because she's never seen her son like this. He's basically in a full body cast. He like half of his face is all bandaged up. And the doctor would come in and he would tell Inko and Chizuru and like the damage of his body. They would see the X-ray and they would be like horrified. Like every bone of in Deku's like body has been like completely shattered. And the doctor would say like, it's a miracle that he's still alive. And we'll have to do surgery on him. but we can't since he's in a coma and he could wake up and during surgery at any time, so we can't risk that. Chizuru and Inko just start crying even harder because they just saw what Deku's body looks like, and Deku would have a lot more scars in this, and like in canon. And Inko is also thinking of just like just like she's thinking about letting or keeping Deku away from Yue, and because like yeah, Chizuru is in her mind, and she's just crying. She's just thinking like, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen to you, Uzuku? And you know, in his mind, Deku would wake up. He would be covered in like this mist, this green fog. He wouldn't he wouldn't be able to say anything because only about 20% of his body is showing, and the rest is just green fog. But in front of him, he sees 8 people, really 7 people. The first 2 and the last one in front of him, the one the closest to him, are all covered in mist. And he could see a man, or he could see men and 1 woman. And Deku doesn't really know what to do. He just tries to reach out, but then they fade into nothingness. And then he would close his eyes, and he would open them again. He would see that he sees all those people that he just saw in chairs in front of him in a circle. And they would say, "So, you're the next successor, Izuku Midoriya." Deku would say like, he would try to say something, but it's all muffled. He is like, his mouth is like it's not formed, so he can't really say anything. He just says like, "What are you talking about?" in a muffled voice, but they can understand what he's saying. Then the woman would say like, "You're the 9th user of One for All." And Deku would say like, "Who are you?" And she would say, "My name is Nana Shimura. I am the 7th user of One for All. I gave Toshinori, or as you call him, All Might, One for All." And they would go around telling their names, everybody each. And Deku's is shocked because, he's never seen the successors, or the previous successors of One for All. This is his first time. He's kind of freaked out. And, they would calm him down, saying, like, this is just in his head, and no one in the outside world, I guess, could hear him. And Deku would say, like, "Why? Like, am I dead?" And they would say, "No, you're not dead. But you are very close. But you were saved just in the nick of time." And Deku would give a sigh of relief. And, I forgot. What is this? Like, the guy with, like, the giant scar on his face, like the one that has danger sense. Like, that's a spoiler. Yes, sorry. I should have said that before, but, from now on, in this What If, there will be manga spoilers. Yeah, I should have said that earlier, but, yeah. Sorry, but, yeah, that guy, the one that has danger sense, the one that had, like, the cracked face, he would say, like, "You're very lucky to be alive." Deku would say, like, "Yeah, I got beaten down. I got beaten down by that thing, that monster. I don't even know what it is." Deku, or he would say that, it's possible that it's probably man-made. It's not even human. Deku would say, like, what do you mean? Then Nana would say that you obviously, sorry, but she would say like, you saw that thing, you saw it, that thing did not look human, and Deku would remember that it was taking commands or orders from that one-handed guy, and um, Nana would say, can you describe what this hand guy was? Or no, he was thinking that in his head. So he would tell Nana that the thing was taking orders from this one guy that was covered in hands. He honestly kind of looked creepy, and Nana would say like, "Do you know the name of this man?" And Deku would say, "No, I don't." And Lariat, I think that's his name, the one that has Black Whip, he would kind of joke around. He would say like, well, you better do it before you die. Then what's the other guy, the one that kind of has like the bowl cut, the one with the black hair? Hopefully you know who I'm talking about. The fourth user of One For All, I think that's him. The fourth user of One For All, or the fourth or the fifth user. But he would say like, hey, like, kick it, like don't say that to the kid. You know, he actually almost died. He would say like, Larry would say like, yeah, come on, I was just joking. But anyways, like, you already know my name is Lariat, but you probably didn't know that One For All is just more than one quirk. It has multiple quirks, in fact. And Deku would say, like, what do you mean? And Nana would say that with each generation, the quirk stockpiles power. And I'm pretty sure All Might told you that. Deku would say, yeah, he did tell me that. And Nana would say, like, yeah, but he probably did not tell you, or just did not know. Because, he does not have a quirk before I gave him One For All. And Deku was shocked by this, and he would say like, All Might was born quirkless? And Nana would say, yeah, he was. He was a scrawny little middle schooler when I first met him. Had no quirk, had no power. But I saw something in him, and I chose him to be the successor to One For All. And Deku would say like, wow, so like, what was he like? And Nana would say like, let's not get sidetracked. You can tell him that once you wake up from this coma of yours. And Deku would say, how long will I be in this coma? And Nana would say, I have no idea. Time in here is different from the outside, from the real world. Here, it's one day passes, and out there, 1 hour passes. And Deku would say, really? And Nana would say, yeah, it's very different. But anyways, we wanted to see you. And Deku would say like, wait, why? Then the first user, One For All, would say like, we wanted to tell you, or we wanted to give you, we want to give you another quirk. And Deku would be shocked, and he would say like, what, another quirk? What are you talking about? And he would say like, well, Nana told you that this quirk, One For All, stockpiles power, not just physical strength, but also the user's quirks. And Deku would be in shock. He did not know this. All Might did not tell him this. So this is all new to him. Deku would say like, so this one flaw has your quirks, as everyone here's quirks. And the first user of one for all would say yes. And we wanted to see you so we can pass one on to you. 'Cause what you just witnessed, or what you went through, we can't have that happen ever again. We want you to pass to be the greatest successor of One for All, greater than All Might, the best one of all time. Deku would say like, I'm thankful that you like see me in that sort of light, but I still have a long way to go. And the first user, One for All, would say, yes you do, yeah you do, but we wanted to give you a little boost, if you want to interpret it that way. And Deku would say like, which quirk do you want to give me? The guy would say danger sense, the one with the cracked face. And Deku would say danger sense, and the guy would say, yeah, this is my quirk. I was the one who held One for All the longest. Eventually, the power was too much, and my face started to crack. And he would point to like the scar/crack he has on his head. Deku would say like, wow, One for All did that to you? The guy would say yes. Now, the reason we want to give you this quirk is we want to keep you safe. Sorry. He would explain why they want to keep him safe. And this is the best one for right now. And he would say, so, do you want to take it? So, do you want danger sense or not? And Deku doesn't really know what to do. He's just thinking in his mind. But since he's already in his mind, everyone there can hear what he's thinking. And, Deku doesn't know that, and everyone would say, like, we can hear you. We can hear your thoughts. And Deku would say, oh, I'm sorry, but I will take your quirk. And, this is where I'm going to end it off. I hope you guys like this part. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.